Chapter 1. The Quiet Bond. My name is Olivia, and at 30 years old, I live in a small, cozy apartment on the edge of a bustling town. It's just me and my mother now, and though life hasn't always been kind to us, we've found happiness in the simple things. My father passed away when I was only 15, leaving a void that time has softened but never fully filled. Since then, it's been the two of us against the world. Mom worked tirelessly, 2 jobs sometimes, to ensure I had clothes on my back, food on the table, and a chance at an education. She sacrificed her dreams so I could chase mine. I love her more than words can express. She's not just my mother, she's my confidant, my rock. Every evening after a long day, we'd sit on our worn-out couch, sipping herbal tea, and share the details of our lives. She'd tell me about the quirky customers at the diner where she waitressed, and I'd recount the antics of my students. Even on her most exhausting days, when her feet ached and her eyes drooped, she'd flash that warm smile. It was like sunlight breaking through clouds, giving me the strength to keep going. By day, I'm a teacher at the local elementary school. The kids are a handful, energetic, curious, and full of potential, but I adore them. Their laughter fills the gaps in my heart. Yet no matter how much joy they bring, my thoughts always drift back to Mom. She's getting older, her once vibrant energy fading. Her health has been declining. Some mornings, she's too weak to even get out of bed. Arthritis flares up and her breaths come shorter. I want to do more for her, better doctors, more comfortable living, but my salary barely covers the basics. We're scraping by, but the worry gnaws at me constantly. Chapter 2. The Breaking Point. One ordinary afternoon, everything changed. I returned home from school, my bag heavy with graded papers, expecting to find Mom in the kitchen humming an old tune. Instead, the apartment was eerily silent. My heart skipped a beat as I called out, "Mom!" No answer. Panic rising, I rushed to the living room and found her crumpled on the floor, motionless. Time froze. I dropped to my knees, grabbing her cold hand. "Mom, wake up, please!" Her face was ashen, her chest barely rising. Tears blurred my vision as I fumbled for my phone and dialed emergency services. The ambulance arrived in a blur of sirens and flashing lights, paramedics swarming in to stabilize her. At the hospital, the doctor's expression was grave as he pulled me aside. "Your mother's heart is failing," he explained quietly, his voice laced with sympathy. "She needs immediate surgery, a bypass procedure. Without it, her prognosis is poor." He paused, glancing at his clipboard. "But it's expensive. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars, even with insurance." The words hit like a punch. I didn't have that kind of money. My savings were meager, built from odd jobs and skipped luxuries. I felt utterly helpless, the weight of the world crashing down. That night and every night after, I sat by her bedside in the sterile hospital room, holding her frail hand. "Please don't leave me, Mom," I whispered into the dim light, my voice cracking. The beeps of machines were my only company as I prayed for a miracle. Chapter 3. Desperate Measures. Days blurred into weeks. Mom remained in the hospital, hooked to monitors, her condition stable but precarious. I threw myself into work like never before, teaching extra classes after school, tutoring privately in the evenings. Every penny went into a jar labeled Mom's Fund. I skipped meals, walked instead of taking the bus, and sold what little I could online. But it wasn't enough. The surgery cost loomed like an insurmountable mountain. One rainy evening, after a grueling day, I trudged home without an umbrella. Water soaked through my clothes, mirroring the chill in my soul. I was exhausted, broken, terrified of losing the only family I had left. What if she's gone? The thought echoed relentlessly. Reaching the apartment, I checked the mailbox out of habit. Amid bills and junk mail was an unmarked envelope. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside was a simple note. "For your mother's surgery, take care of her." Tucked beneath were crisp bills totaling $20,000. My heart raced. Who? Why? There was no signature, no clue. It felt like a dream or perhaps a mistake. But it was real, and it was exactly what we needed. Overwhelmed with gratitude and confusion, I clutched the envelope to my chest, tears mixing with the rain on my face. Chapter 4. The Road to Recovery. The next morning, I rushed to the hospital with the money. The staff processed it quickly, and Mom was wheeled into surgery that afternoon. I paced the waiting room for hours, my mind a whirlwind of prayers and fears. Finally, the doctor emerged, his face tired but relieved. "The surgery was a success. Your mother will be okay. She'll need time to recover, but her heart is strong now." Relief flooded me like a tidal wave. I burst into her room where she lay groggy but alive and held her hand. "You're safe, Mom," I whispered, my voice thick with emotion. A week later, she came home. The apartment felt alive again. Her warm smile returned, lighting up our small space. Life normalized slowly. She regained strength, walking a bit further each day, laughing at old memories. But the mystery lingered. Who was our anonymous benefactor? I searched for clues, asked neighbors, even checked with the post office, but nothing. Months passed without answers, and though gratitude filled my heart, a part of me yearned to thank them. Chapter 5. An Unexpected Visitor. One crisp autumn day, as I wrapped up a lesson on fractions, a knock echoed at my classroom door. A tall man with quiet demeanor and kind eyes stood there. "I'm Daniel," he introduced himself softly. "I wanted to meet the teacher who changed my sister's life." I tilted my head, recalling a shy student from a few years back, Emma, who had struggled academically and emotionally. I'd spent extra time with her, encouraging her until she blossomed. "Emma's brother?" I asked, piecing it together. He nodded, his smile gentle. "She talks about you all the time. You believed in her when no one else did." We chatted briefly, and as he turned to leave, something clicked. "Wait, was it you? The money for my mother's surgery." Daniel paused, then admitted it with a humble nod. "You gave kindness freely to my sister. I saw you struggling and wanted to return the favor. No strings attached." Our paths crossed that day, and Daniel became more than a stranger. He started visiting, bringing flowers for Mom and thoughtful conversations for me. His presence was soothing, like a steady anchor in my stormy life. Chapter 6. Blossoming Friendship. As weeks turned to months, Daniel wove himself into our routine. Every weekend, he'd arrive with fresh fruit for Mom, her favorites like ripe peaches, or a book for me, often poetry that spoke to the soul. Mom adored him. Her face would brighten the moment he walked in, as if he brought the sun with him. One evening, after a simple dinner of pasta and salad, Mom smiled at him across the table. "Daniel, you take care of us like family." He laughed lightly, his eyes flicking to mine. "You both mean a lot to me." My heart fluttered at that glance, a spark I hadn't felt in years. After Mom retired to bed, Daniel helped with the dishes. The kitchen was quiet, save for the trickle of water. As I passed him a plate, he spoke hesitantly. "Olivia, I didn't help just because of Emma. I care about you. From the first time I saw you, your kindness and strength drew me in. I couldn't walk away." His words hung in the air. My heart swelled, but fear gripped me. I'd lost so much before. "I don't know what to say," I murmured. He assured me there was no rush, his patience a balm to my weary soul. Chapter 7. Overcoming Fears. Daniel remained steadfast, never pressuring, always supporting. He was there through Mom's checkups, my late work nights, and my quiet doubts. One sunset evening, Mom and I sat on the porch, the sky a canvas of orange and pink. "Olivia," she said gently, "you're strong, but you don't have to do it all alone. Let someone in." Her wisdom pierced my defenses. I realized I'd been guarding my heart too fiercely. The next visit, I invited Daniel for a walk in the park. Leaves crunched underfoot as I confessed. I'm scared to open up, but I don't want to lose you." He stopped, his eyes full of understanding. "You won't lose me. I'm here to stay." For the first time in ages, I felt secure. I took his hand, and he held it tenderly as if cherishing something precious. Chapter 8. Love's Gentle Bloom. Our bond deepened over the months. Mom grew healthier, her energy returning like spring after winter. With Daniel, I smiled more freely, the old pains fading. He became my partner in small adventures, picnics, stargazing, sharing dreams. One evening after dinner, Daniel stood, nervousness in his eyes. He pulled a small box from his pocket and knelt. "Olivia, your kindness changed my life. Will you marry me?" Tears of joy streamed down my face. "Yes," I whispered, nodding fervently. Mom clapped delightedly as he slipped the ring on my finger, a simple band symbolizing our shared strength. Chapter 9. A New Beginning. Our wedding was intimate, surrounded by close friends and family. Mom walked me down the aisle, her health a testament to miracles. Life had shattered me once, but love rebuilt me stronger. With Daniel, I embraced the future unafraid, knowing love had found me at last. Years later, as we built our own family, I often reflected on that anonymous letter. It wasn't just money, it was hope. And in holding on to love, I found everything I'd ever needed.